This again, not this again.
And I think at this point, just roll initiative.
I'd like to walk beside the coffin and just like pull out my axe and get ready to swing at whatever comes out.
Yeah, I think you have enough time, so that nobody gets like a surprise round or anything. Everybody knows that this blackness is starting to coalesce. So yeah, go ahead and click on your token.
Why couldn't I roll that earlier?
Turn order.
Whoa!
3.14. 13.14.
All right, Toity, you go first. What do you do? Yeah, this blackness is like pouring out of the coffin and like coalescing into like a dark shadowy form.
I am going to
looks
look
like this.
I'm going to look to Darius and I'm going to say, blast that thing to smithereens, and give him a bardic inspiration die.
All right.
Assuming I still have. Oh, I have one left. Apparently, we haven't had a rest yet, so I don't.
Yeah, you haven't. You guys have just been going through this.
Okay, so I'm gonna use my last bardic inspiration die on him.
Sure. Yeah.
Smash!
All right, it's the Shadow's turn. The Shadow is going to attack Darius since he's like right there.
Oh, I'm glad I gave him bardic inspiration.
And he misses. So the Shadow like waves a hand at you. And it
that's a disgusting attack.
Dodge out of the way. Isn't it though? Isn't it?
Oh my gosh.
How does that regain?
I don't remember. I'll have to look it up.
You better remember eventually.
Oh no, the reduction lasts until the target finishes a short or long rest.
Okay, gotcha.
Hey,
Yeah, so like it like puts a shadowy like hand at you, and then you like dot out of the way.
I say, ha! I put scarier shadows than you in my dreams.
I'm not sure that puts much confidence in you. Yeah, go ahead and roll. It's your turn, Darius.
Oh, really? That's weird.
Mm-hmm.
I pull out my axe of axing.
Your axe of axing. Nice.
I pull out my axe of axing and I axe him.
Ask a question? Do you ask him a question? Is that what you do?
I ask him a question. I say,
yeah, you hit. It definitely seems to like, you know, it kind of like scatters the shadow just a little bit, like makes it like move. But it's like it's swinging against like a cloud of smoke almost. And so it doesn't seem to do as much damage as you would like actually attacking a normal person.
Oh.
But yeah, like that's a good blow.
I be Shadow Man. I kill you. Or re-dead, I suppose.
Yeah, so it swings through it and like seems to like scatter it a little bit. Raya, it's you.
Can I tell like how badly it seems to have injured it? Like, did the axe swing seem like not like based on the axe swing, but like how damaged it seems overall from the axe swing, or no?
Yeah, I mean it's definitely damaged somewhat. Like it seems to be like some of the shadow like went away from it, right? And it seems smaller. But not significantly.
Okay, so I see that happen and I start rubbing my rings on my hands and say a little prayer and my eyes turn silver and I cast Guiding Bolt.
Nice.
Oh no! Can I
guess I gave the wrong bardic inspiration.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything you do after the fact at this point to...
No, because I still have the inspiration from last time, but do you have to do that beforehand?
Yeah,
Yes.
you have to do it beforehand, yep.
Yeah.
Well, no, before you know if it hits, not before.
Nope.
No, bardic inspiration is that way, but actual normal inspiration.
Normal inspiration is before you roll.
Dang it.
Oh, that. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, bardic inspiration dice. That's not around anymore.
Okay, so let me see if I can do anything else.
Yeah, so it like flies into the wall and like sparks go everywhere, but the shadow dodged out of the way.
No, so I did that, and I'm going to, let's see, I guess I'm just going to stay where I am. Okay.
Okay. Ari, it's you.
Shoot at it.
Okay. Do it. Grab out your bow.
Oh, there we go.
Dang, nice.
19 hit.
For some reason, it's not showing up for me. Oh, there it is. Yeah, no, yeah, definitely, it definitely hits, and it seems to like, yeah, scatter the shadow a little bit more. It seems kind of frustrated by the pummeling it's taking. Toity, it's you.
I am going to look at it and say, "Not so tough now, are ya?" Well, that's dumb, but I'm going to say it anyway. Cast Vicious Mockery.
Sure.
So it'll be, a 4 unless on a DC 13.
All right, wisdom save. Yeah, so that definitely failed. Yeah, so like it looks at you, and just kind of like hisses, in this weird, like dark, like weird, bone chilling way. But it definitely seems to do a lot more than its shadow is just kind of like starting to like bleed out, right? Like the smoke it's like bleeding like smoke away from it. Shrinking
I wanted to kill it with Vicious Mockery.
It's the shadow's turn, and it's gonna attack Darius again.
Oh!
Whoa,
No!
boy.
Oh, no!
So it does damage.
Holy
So
man.
it does 18 necrotic damage to you.
To our level 1.
Oh dear.
Oh, dear God.
How many hit points do you have at max?
Total?
Okay, that's
14.
14. Oh, 14? How many hit points did you have when it hit you?
9.
Okay, I was about to say, like, it's possible it might have just one-shotted you.
Don't
But no, yeah, you're definitely down. And your target, your strength score is reduced by 1d4.
Not so important when I'm dead.
Well, your strength is reduced by 4.
Right now, my strength is reduced by 100%.
Fair, yeah. It's your turn, so make a death save.
Oh, okay, beautiful.
And you have the Bardic Inspiration die if you really need it.
Yeah, so like right, it plunges its hand into your chest and just like squeezes, right? And like you feel like your entire body just like shut down and blackness just descends and you just like topple over.
Okay, and I'm using the death save, which is... I can never find it. Eventually, I'm going to get really good at finding the death save thing.
Yeah, it's kind of hidden in the middle of the sheet.
There it is.
There you go.
Oh, nice.
One succeeded death save. Raya, it's you.
Okay, so now I'm a little bit upset. I see that my friend is lying on the ground, not moving. So I move forward, and I would like to use my inspiration to hit it really hard with my mace.
All right, do it.
Oh.
You missed.
Okay.
Oh
So I'm just really annoyed.
Yeah, you're just
But
like, ah!
Ah!
And it's just like weaving and bobbing around, right?
But I look over and I cast Healing Word as my bonus action.
Sure, on Darius.
Yeah.
Do it.
So he gets 8 points
Right,
back.
yeah. So you come back up with 8, but you're still reduced in strength by 4.
Okay, I come back in already, like, when she brings me back, I come back in rage mode.
Yeah, just like. I mean, you're still prone right now. You have to use half your move to like stand up on your
that's
turn.
no
But
problem.
yeah, Ari, it's you.
Okay, I'm gonna shoot it again.
Makes sense. Yeah, you definitely hit it for sure, and it dead.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you just like dissipated into shadow, and I think as it curls away, like basically it's kind of like an implosion almost. It kind of like swirls around at a vortex and then just slowly dissipates into like a tiny like dot of blackness and then just goes away. Toity, you hear the whispering screech as it like goes away. Everybody else just hears gibberish, but you hear the words, and they say, "Death is the road to awe." Same thing that's written on the wall.
And I can tell that's coming from the dying thing. Oh, I guess I would, yeah.
Yeah, so you get 1 arrow back, Ari.
Like, could I roll like a religion or history check on those? Like, if I recognize that phrase.
Yeah. I mean, Toy. Oh, did Toy just say?
If Toity said something about the wall, since he
Like-
saw that beforehand.
I'm gonna say again, death. Wait, so what is it? It says to death.
Death is the road to awe.
Death is the road to awe. That thing. Can I tell that I'm hearing a different language when I use that? I think I would probably.
I mean, at the very least, you'd be able to tell if nobody else heard it, and you did, right?
Death is the road to awe. Like, Raya, does that mean anything to you?
Make a religion check.
Nope.
Nah, it doesn't mean anything to you. I
don't
mean, like,
think
right?
so.
Like, I mean, you know that there's other religions. Like every religion has a god of death, right? And so there's always like things of that nature, right? Like where, like, if you die, you can gain power. There's always sorts of myths like that in any religion, but you don't know any significance for that phrase particularly.
Okay, now that we killed that thing, I wanna check the
Back
other
to grave robbing.
Yeah, of course, because that's the important bit. Yeah.
That's not.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So in the second coffin, you find a rabbit fur talisman. So you see a little like rabbit foot, and it's a talisman worth 25 gold.
Wait, it's a rabbit what?
Rabbit like foot, like talisman, little talisman.
Like a little lucky rabbit foot.
Yeah.
Okay.
Did I say that the ribbon was worth 25 gold too? Because I meant to.
I think you might have, yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
And that's all you find in there. It's just a corpse, and it's like
Okay.
wrapped around its finger is this like little charm.
I'm gonna go to the third one, the one on the second to the right.
Wait. So which ones have you opened, and which ones have you not?
I've opened the ones on the
left
on the
too.
left.
Oh, the left two. Okay, so now you're not opening
gonna
one with a
skip the middle.
shadow. Sure. Okay.
No.
You don't find anything in that second one,
Okay,
Or
the
that-
one.
and then you're gonna open the one next to it.
Yeah.
And you don't find anything in that one either. Just corpse, bones, rotting bones.
Okay. I'm curious. I asked Raya. I'm like, have you seen anything like that before?
Nothing like that.
Okay, so this brings me up to my Raya question for today. Raya, when was the first time that you saw undead, and what happened?
I had actually never seen undead before.
Oh.
It was just kind of a widely accepted thing that we grew up with and learned
Sure,
about,
sure.
and that I was taught about, and didn't go to school, but my tutors talked about, and that had happened if people went messing with the wrong things.
Yeah. Cool.
So, I mean, it wasn't something familiar, but it didn't surprise me if you
Yeah,
go
you-
messing around with
Yeah.
graves that something bad is
All
going
the history books say that if you mess with graves, undead are gonna
that
attack
nothing
you.
good is going to happen.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah. Sure. Take 50 experience points because you're level 2. So this is
Why we don't play with Ouija boards.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Part
So
of
are
me's
you gonna
curious.
open the middle one?
Pardon. Before I open it, I want to do like a check on it. 'Cause I'm a
Okay.
little weary of the
I
fact that a dark
Far
shadow
into the corner.
came out of it.
Yeah. Go ahead and make a perception check. There's nothing strange about it. It looks basically the same as the other two.
Okay, I pushed it open.
I was trying to find something, but I guess I don't have it. Yeah. So you see inside. You see a cloak. This like pristine cloak, right? Like, because cloaks normally would not just like still be not decomposed, right? Like if it's just in a coffin for hundreds of years or whatever. But yeah, you see this pristine cloak just kind of like draped over the corpse of the body. You also see a sword, like the guy's like holding it like classic Boromir style, like down his the length of his body, and it's you could recognize it as a sword just faintly, but it's definitely not any sword that you've seen before. It's almost more like a club, that's like has like pieces of obsidian around its length like a blade, and this is actually like an Aztec weapon, like an actual real Aztec weapon, and I'm trying to remember what it's called. Oh yeah, a Makokutl. So here I think I might be able to give you an image of what this looks like. So it looks like this. I think I'm putting it on the map. No. There we go. So it looks like this.
That's brutal.
Yeah, so like those bits of obsidian kind of surround it, right?
Yeah, so it's like a club with like sharp edges.
Yep.
Okay.
Is this like a one-handed, two-handed?
Probably looks like it could be used for either.
Okay. What would the...
You could
Do
say
we
it
have to
has
know
the
the damage?
versatile tag in D&D terms.
Okay. I take the cloak. And then I'm assuming I see like the sword. What? Because I don't know.
It was on a dead person.
Because it's a clean cloak, right? You said it's like
it's pristine.
Okay,
yeah,
okay.
it's pristine. So there's something definitely odd about it. So I take the cloak and I see the sword. I pick it up.
Same with the sword
I'm
too.
like, huh?
Same with the sword too. It looks like pristine. I mean,
Yeah,
part of it is made out of wood. Like it should have rotted by now, especially how damp this dungeon is. Like, yeah.
So I look at it, and I say, well, I have no use for this, and I pass it over to Darius.
Yay, sword. I take the sword and I take it in one hand, toss it up, and catch it in the other hand. In both hands and give it just one good old swing, just to see how it feels.
Yeah, it feels great. It feels like super well balanced. Like you've never held a weapon this balanced before.
These dead guys sure know how to make a weapon.
I walk over to Raya with the cloak, and I say, is there anything magical about this?
A legitimate question.
Is this magic?
Is this magic?
How long would it have been since I cast Detect Magic?
It's probably still active.
Okay.
It lasts for 10 minutes, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's still active.
I
And
said
they're
hour.
definitely magical.
Weird.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, you can sense magic coming from each of the cloak and the sword.
So is the sword thing.
Kind of magic.
Swords magic too?
Yeah. What kind of magic is it?
I don't know exactly what the school would be. Let me
Not evil.
let me see. Oh, I mean, obviously it's enchantment magic. Duh.
Okay.
Because
Okay.
it's an enchanted weapon.
I want to put on the cloak.
You want to put on the cloak? Okay.
Yeah.
Once you turn invisible.
Well, here, let me double check what it does. Come on now. Here we go. Okay.
And also, I'm just gonna say before you even say what it does, as soon as she puts it on, I would want to be doing like an insight check or like perception to see like if anything about her changed.
Yeah. Okay. So, how do you put the hood, or how do you put the cloak on? Like, are you putting the hood up? Like, are you just like?
So
kinda, like,
I just kind of wrap it
clasping it?
around me.
You just wrap it around you. Nothing seems to change.
Okay.
You don't feel any different. Nobody sees her look any different.
Then I kind of. So hold on, I want to, because I don't want Buck to be affected by this, so I take Buck out of my original hood.
Yeah.
And kind of like put him down. Just
Yeah,
like,
he just kind of like yawns. He's been like sleeping the whole time, and so he just like looks up and he's like.
And then I put on the hood and see.
Yeah, instantly when you put on the hood, everybody, you kind of see her just like go blurry. Like it's just hard to see her. Like, I mean, there's shadows, right? Like everywhere in this room, even with the torches, like there's still shadows that are just being cast crazily. And yeah, she seems to like just kind of like meld into the shadow that's like behind her.
Oh, cool trick you learned there.
Where did you go? I don't understand.
You can't see me?
You're hidden in the
You are
shadows
still here,
now.
but you are not here.
Okay, so I pull off the hood.
Yeah, and then you go back to normal.
Hey, welcome back.
I put the hood back on.
You became blurry again.
Where did she go? Does anyone see her disappear? I took my eye off for 1 minute and she's gone.
I bet Buck would be freaking out.
Yeah, he just seems to be like staring at her. He's just like, He seems like half asleep, to be honest.
Okay,
He might think he's in a dream.
I take the hood back off.
Yeah,
And say, well, that's a neat trick.
indeed.
And I keep the cloak. I put it through my arms and like just I'm gonna wear it.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, so I'll post what it does in the chat here, so you know for sure. So while you wear this cloak with its hood up, wisdom perception checks made to see you have disadvantage, and you have advantage on dexterity stealth checks. Pulling the hood up or down requires an action.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That's dope.
And
I try really hard to keep my face like blank because I think the way that we got this cloak is really wrong.
yeah, I just like
I
I'm
know, 'cause
not gonna
it's
think about
really
the moral
cool.
quandaries.
It's really cool, but I disagree with it, so
Yeah,
I
for
can
sure.
never let anybody know that it's really cool.
which is funny because the thought kind of comes across my mind that I think that Raya should have it because she's the one that like we're trying to protect.
Nope.
But I know that she won't accept it.
Yeah, so just to describe the cloak a little bit more, so it's black, and it's kind of inscribed with like red runes, kind of just down its length, and it's kind of warm to the touch. You're kind of noticing, like it kind of like warms you up a little bit, not uncomfortably, but like kind of nicely. Yeah.
Dope. I pick Buck back up and kind of pet him a little bit, and then put him in the hood of the
Shadow cloak.
of the shadow cloak.
What happens to Buck?
He just like squawks, like kind of just like sleepily, and seems to go back to sleep.
Okay. So
Buck doesn't disappear when he...
I'm wondering if we should take a short rest before we move on.
That might be advisable.
Can we take a snack break?
Like I think we should each stand guard at like we should each like take a break like near one of the entrances.
I don't need to take a. Yeah, I don't really need to take a break at all. I can stand guard.
I don't either. I'm totally good with all my hit points, but I think Darius and
I'm about half dead.
Toity both need to take a rest.
Yeah, sure. So you're gonna take a short rest then?
Yeah, so I'm gonna just like stand over here because I know that this leads back to the armor and the other thing. So I'm gonna stand guard, like right.
And I'm gonna use the Song of Rest during the short rest, and which means we regain. Oh wait, am I at a hit die? I don't think I'm out of hit die.
No, you took a long rest before you went into the dungeon, so
Okay.
there's no way.
So I'm gonna use hit dice, and I'm gonna. Oh, it doesn't matter. I just gain everything back then.
Yeah, there you go.
Where's my hit points? There we go.
Yeah, so Darius, are you have the sword then?
Yeah.
the sword, just to describe it a little bit more. I'm kind of rolling on some random tables here to like figure out more about these weapons or the items. It's kind of like half the weight that you would assume like something like this would weigh. Like it's definitely really light. And it's adorned with symbols of nature, like leaves and vines and like stars. Various like natural sort of looking things. And
Getting to go to the gardener.
yeah. It just so happens. I literally just rolled randomly on this table. So it also let's see. Yeah, I don't think there's anything else maybe about it like physically that you notice at all. Yeah.
Bless you.
Thank
Bless
you.
Yeah.
While we're taking this short rest, I want to take the book that I got from the orb room in the tower while Toity still has his comprehend languages spell and see if the book says anything interesting.
Actually, I'm also going to try and read that stone tablet I found in the half orcs cavern.
Sure. Yeah. So Raya, what were you doing first?
Oh, I was seeing if he could read the book that we found in the orb room.
Oh, right. So you're just gonna like study those as you guys rest. Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes. Yeah, so you have comprehend languages is still up. So yeah, the tablet tells a very interesting little story. It's you kind of gather that it is the literal journal of that ogre.
Oh no.
And it's
basically
how you gather a few pieces of information from this tablet. One, there is a clan of ogres that live somewhere to the north of the river, because he apparently came from there. So he described like my family and like how he seemed drawn to like the river, some like kind of like almost like supernaturally drawn to the river, and he's like I have to go on like a quest to discover like the meaning of this. And like he has little like notations for every like kind of day that he traveled. Like he took like a 2-day trip, kind of like down from the hills from the north. And then the last scribble, or like so the date, I think it was like day before you guys found him. Actually, no.
No.
I'm trying to decide actually if you would. I'm not sure you would be able to recognize the dates, right? Like it says.
True.
It says something, like you can understand what it says, but you don't know how to decipher it. Like it says like moon 3, right? Like, and you don't know what that means, but it's a date of some sort. But it says, I reached this tower. I will rest before venturing up to its top floors. And then what you assume is the day after that date, all you see, he wrote, get it out of my head, get it out of my head, get it out of my head, get it out of my head multiple times, just like until the end of the tablet.
I'm looking at that and thinking, maybe it was best that we left. Oy vey.
So you're gonna read the book too?
Probably out of its head now.
Yeah. We had mercy.
We get a shot of like the ogre, and it's like he's just bleeding from the head. Like,
oh my god.
Oh dear.
Yeah, I'm writing down what you're saying.
Yeah. And yeah, like the book is a detailed description for making the magic item that was in that room. It's basically like the entire process that some humanoid went through to make, or maybe not a humanoid, like some sentient creature went through to make the orb that was in the top of that tower.
Interesting.
You don't understand like half of the stuff that's being said. You can make an Arcana check to like understand. But it's a really involved process to make this magical item.
Yeah, I don't know what they're saying. They're using words that
You
I don't know.
have no clue. Like you can see the words, right? And but like some of it doesn't translate right because you just don't understand. And yeah, like it's.
Well, I know the literal meaning. It's just that I don't know.
You just don't know what that literal meaning would mean. In your It's using it pretty advanced. Yeah, they might be using figurative meanings too. Yeah, so.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So yeah.
For the sword, do I like? I mean, do I inspect it or investigate just to find out, like, the, I don't know, hit die or, like, what the damage would be on this?
Oh yeah, because like you can attune yourself to these items during a short rest, so you can just consider both of you attuned to the items that you found, and so yeah, like in D&D terms, I think in D&D like you basically just like know everything there is to know more or less like about the functions of the item after a short rest. Ari, you have a cloak of Elvenkind. It's not really a cloak of Elvenkind because elves didn't make it. But it's functionally the same, and that's what the item is in D&D terms. And you also know, Ari, what was it? I just wrote this down. Another little quirk about. Actually, you don't. Yeah, you don't find anything actually more. It was the other thing that I wrote down, I think. So yeah, your weapon, Darius, that is a +1 Makalhutel, you know, the sword thing.
How do you spell that?
Macahuitl. And you know, just from kind of like studying a little bit and like getting a feel for it, that it also has the minor feature that the bearer suffers no harm in temperatures as cold as -20 degrees Fahrenheit or as warm as 120 degrees Fahrenheit.
Huh.
So before those points, so if it goes more than those, then you'll start taking like damage from cold, and like you can't jump into a volcano with this.
Right.
But it will protect you from most of like the heat of a jungle. So that's kind of cool. Ari, I think. So this is something that you don't necessarily know as a character, but I'm telling you this as a player. So since you have this cloak, you have gained basically the trait covetousness. You are going to start like wanting material wealth more and more the longer you wear this cloak.
What changes then?
But you're
She's
not
already
Ari doesn't notice this, right? Like as an actual thing, but that's just a note for you as the player. The longer you wear this cloak, the more like greedy you will get.
Interesting.
She's already
I don't think it will necessarily make you into like a person who's crazed for greed. Like you're not gonna like go
If I
insane.
started wearing it, it would probably
So
change
she's
a lot.
not going to turn into Gollum.
But it will definitely like point you in that direction for sure.
Okay. Because here's the thing: is that I'm actually not greedy. I'm just robbing all these graves for Lord Navarro, like
Oh,
to
for
get him
sure.
his money.
True. I'm just kidding. It's fun.
So your personality
So
is gonna
maybe-
start shifting a little bit here.
Okay.
What?
Alright. Interesting.
So it's going to be less for.
So you'll just have like urges, right? You'll become obsessed with material wealth. You'll be like, oh, I want that. Like you just want things, right? You're just like, I want this thing, not for any real reason, but you just like having it. And you can like go against those, right? Like I might have you like roll a wisdom save or something, like depending, like when it gets far enough, right? But like that's a thing that kind of starts playing in the back of Ari's mind.
Cool.
Sorry, what were you saying, Jordan?
Like damage on the Macahuitl.
It's just whatever a +1 weapon is. I think that's both to attack and damage. I think that's how that works. Let me double check.
So would it be like a +1 longsword or?
Yeah, it's basically just the same. Oh, right.
Hit die.
Yeah, in
Damage
terms
dice.
of damage die. Yeah, because it's a weird sword. Yeah, let's go with longsword. I think that's probably. Well, wait. Actually, no, because it's. Let me double check what a longsword does, because it might actually be like a bastard sword or something. Because I know it has versatile. I don't know if longsword has versatile though.
I was just thinking that too. Equipment.
A longsword does have versatile, so yep, it's basically longsword, so 1d8. But 1d10 if you roll it, or if you have two hands. So.
I'll be using two hands.
Yeah,
So it's
so 1d10.
1d10.
Yep. So that's kind of awesome that you have this now. I love picturing Darius having this big old like obsidian bladed club.
Is that pretty much the same as your battle axe was? Did you have a battle axe?
I do have a battle axe. The
that-
great axe is actually stronger.
Oh, okay.
So okay? So it would be like, would it be like 1d10 plus my strength?
Yeah,
And then
it's
plus
1d10 plus
one?
your strength. If you just put in 1d10 on the weapon there, it should, and then make it a melee attack, it should automatically calculate that for you.
Right. And because it's plus 1, do I add something else or?
Yeah, that's true. Let me.
If you put in the damage 1d10 plus 1, it'd probably do it.
Yeah,
Can I
1d10.
just add it?
Yeah, 1d10 says like 1d10 plus strength, and then just put plus 1 at the end there.
Okay.
Yeah. And it's slashing damage.
Slashing.
You could technically have the battle axe and that in your hands at the same time.
The great axe. I'm not sure if I could one-hand a great axe though.
I mean, technically, you wait. No, never mind. Never mind. Oh, I thought you had the battle axe, not the great axe. Sorry.
No, I have a great axe.
So what are you usually holding, Darius, now? What do you kind of default to?
Still
your great axe or the sword?
Hold on.
I'm kind of curious. I'm gonna calculate what actually ends up being stronger because I'm curious now.
So normally his
I-
great axe is 1d12 plus 3, and then the Makuhutel would be 1d10 plus 4.
Oh, I'm gonna calculate up the averages because I'm
Yeah.
curious because I'm a giant nerd.
So I have a better chance to hit with the Makuhito,
You do.
but
Maybe a little
I
less
still
damage.
do. Yeah, potentially less less damage. I think I'm just gonna kind of experiment with both and go back and forth for now until I'm able. Like I think,
Yeah, you're still attuned to it no matter what.
yeah, I think what Darius does is he pulls out his great axe and he has that in his dominant hand, so his right hand, and then he pulls out the Makuhito and he just kind of holds both and gives the axe a swing, and he's kind of slow with it, and then he gives the Makuhito a quicker swing, and he just kind of goes, not yet, and he puts both on his.
Oh, they have an equivalent average damage of 6.5.
Huh.
Oh wait, how does?
Because
Yeah, again, how probability works.
so I'm just simply simply adding up all the different possible rolls you can do, dividing it by the total. They both average out to 6.5.
Yeah, so it will be exactly average. So, but
Technically
you'll have a
still-
better chance to hit with the Makuhito.
So I'll have a better chance. Yeah, so it is. I'll have a better chance to hit with that, but then I can technically in a technical sense, do more damage with the great axe for now.
Yes. So it's a toss up between the two. So yeah, it's pretty even.
So, basically, I want to get to a point where I can one-hand both of these things and just.
I don't think you will get to that point. Because the
Right,
great axe is
so-
just not built for that.
You could dual
You could do a
that
battle axe and or your hand axe and then Makuhito.
Yeah, but the hand axe is weak.
It's true.
And if I find another really awesome sword, then maybe I'll go Makuhito and...
Dual Makuhito wielding. That would be awesome.
I would totally do dual Makuhito. That word.
I'll have to figure out how to actually pronounce that word.
I'm going to call it magic lava sword.
But yeah, so you finished taking a short rest. And I think the Casper just kind of like continues like repeating random phrases here and now. If you guys say anything, yeah, they're just creepily following you.
Great.
Okay, so we want to keep going.
Sure.
And when it's nearing the end of our hour, I want to take 10 minutes to cast Detect Magic again as a ritual.
Sure, yeah. Yeah, so which direction do you head off in?
Want to go right or left?
Gandalf, Mordor, is it left or right?
What?
Gandalf, Mordor, is it left or right?
Is that a video I haven't seen?
No, that's what he says when they go leave Revendell.
Raya, what
Oh,
do you
that's
see
right.
down there? Was there anything down there?
I'll look again. I just see a hallway and
there's a
two
turn to the
different
left
paths
there.
at least.
Okay, you want to go down that way?
Sure.
It's like they might meet up, but who knows?
You might.
I'd like to make a perception check
Go ahead.
because I'm gonna be the one falling down a hole.
Yeah. You don't see anything dangerous in front of you.
Perfect.
Yeah, so this catacomb is definitely like labyrinthine in like construction. Like these tunnels are just
Don't
winding and
say.
twisting.
Like to make another perception check.
Okay. Still don't see anything. You notice that there's definitely something odd up ahead, but you're not really sure what. But it doesn't seem dangerous necessarily.
Ooh, I start seeing it.
Yeah, so you see a big ol' like golden eagle idol